Hey guys, Brickset here, and today I have all three Ninjago City sets with me. There's the Ninjago City that came out in 2017, Ninjago City Docks that came out in 2018, and then the brand new Ninjago City Gardens that came out on Thursday. So what I'm going to do in this video is sort of go through all the different combinations that you can arrange these three sets in, and just sort of see what that does to them, how they look, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's get right into it. So here is the configuration that was in the LEGO press release, where you have Ninjago City, the docks, and then the gardens like this, where you have the temple in between the docks and the gardens. And this one's pretty good if you're displaying them on a shelf, because they're all uniform in depth, but this is weird because this sidewalk right here on the docks doesn't connect up anywhere because the temple doesn't have any area like that. So there's just sort of a weird edge here. Also, this wall is pretty gross to leave sort of exposed like that. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty good from most angles. Coming around the back, I actually really like this. You got all of them there, and you can see sort of the back of that. I like how this area back here sort of blends into the more watery side of the docks there. So unless you have to, I probably wouldn't go with this configuration just because of sort of this weird edge right here. So this configuration, I just moved the gardens to actually attach to Ninjago City docks. And if you just have the two corner pieces, this is actually a pretty great way to display them. The edges kind of line up here, and yeah, this actually works out pretty well. The one thing is that these are sort of seamless, so it's almost like there's sort of stone here, but then right here there was stone and then there's a building, but that's a super minor detail. Also, this sidewalk, you might want to place a couple of plates there just to make that staircase a little less abrupt, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Coming around here, though, you have the docks here, and it's sort of awkward because you have the docks here, and presumably you'd want sort of a lane for ships right here, but then you have the Zane Garden sort of smashed up right there. You could flip it around, which helps a little bit, but it's not the best. So if I did this, I'd probably leave the temple sort of on the side right there. It is awkward having that edge, but it's less awkward because there's nothing past here. So yeah. Swapping the two corners in place. So here's the Ninjago City and then the gardens over here. And this one looks pretty cool. I like this little alleyway that forms at the bottom here. And that lines up pretty nicely. You do have this like super narrow alleyway right here next to Chen's Noodle House. But like that's okay. You do have to sort of get rid of these two pieces because obviously you're putting something next to it there. But yeah, this works out pretty okay. Coming around here, you have the gardens right next to it, and that works out pretty well as well. And then you sort of get this balcony back, and it's actually kind of a balcony right here, which is nice. You could have Temple Island right here again, but you do run into some problems, again, just with that dock. But I mean, this works okay if you wanted to do that. If you didn't have the docks, though, I think that this could actually work out, just because you have a nice sort of channel still, removing that, So that's a way to go. Here's just the gardens and the docks, and this one works out okay, except that there's a door basically leading right onto a roof right here, which is a little awkward. If you put Temple Island anywhere in this, you will obviously end up with those sort of dead-end sidewalks up there, or if you put it over here, this would sort of be a dead end. But, those ones you could probably just sort of put a railing on if you wanted to on the end right here, and that would work. You could do that on the other one as well, I suppose. Over here by the tea shop, you could just put a single like railing right here, and then turn this into a balcony instead of like a walkway. Putting the Ninjago City and the gardens next to each other, you can flip the railing from the gardens around onto this side, and that sort of makes that be a nice end cap. So this, I guess, could be an option. And actually, putting the docks on there too, that works out really, really nicely from back here. You still have sort of a channel to get to the dock, and that makes sense there. And this is a really nice view. So if you want to sort of box them up like this, you definitely could. Coming around over here, obviously, this lines up the way that it always did. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. But I think the best way to have them lined up is city, docks, and then gardens. And gardens you can leave as normal. It's a little bit wider because you do have the little temple section right here. But this does allow you to have the balconies here and really, really create a nice looking end cap in this section. So if you have the room on this corner, definitely do that. And I'd probably display this corner, being as it kind of has the most going on. But then moving across, this little sidewalk connects to Ninjago City. And of course it sort of randomly ends over here, but I think this does the best job of sort of suggesting that this continues on into something. And yeah, it just looks really, really pretty from back here. So I think this is my favorite way to display them all. I'll be doing something similar to this in my actual city layout, so stay tuned for that video. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!